change. It brought Chicago new leadership and new pressure. The issue of supporting migrants dominated the headlines, and that's only increasing as we head into next year.
Across the country, it was a year of major strikes, devastating storms, and drastic changes in the sports scene, and two women dominating the country's economic landscape. Our Ray Cortopassi has the biggest moments of 2023.
2023 marked the official end of COVID as a public health emergency. And closing that chapter 3 years after it began brought turnover, turning over to a more normal life.
A mayor who cannot keep us safe is a mayor we cannot afford to keep.
This is just not about public safety, it's about taxing the poor.
Normal was not the operative word when it came to Chicago politics. For the first time in 40 years, the incumbent mayor lost her run for re-election.
My work is not done.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot became a one-term mayor after losing to runoff contenders Paul Vallis and the progressive former Chicago Teachers Union organizer who would become mayor, Brandon Johnson.
It is time for Chicago to come alive.
His first and tallest challenge was an inherited one and one of the biggest stories of the year, the migrant crisis.
Police stations and respite centers, that's not the goal.
Bus after bus arrived from the Texas border bringing asylum seekers from South and Central America. Suddenly, the city had to make room for 26,000 new residents.
As it stands now, we don't know exactly where we're putting these people.
Most were immediately housed at Chicago's police stations and at O'Hare. But the crisis was marked by fighting among neighborhoods unwilling to take on the risk and burden. More on that to come.
Not only did I take on the job, but I took on the responsibility that goes with it.
Turnover wasn't confined to the mayor's office. The longest-serving Secretary of State, Jesse White, left office.
To the office of Superintendent of Police.
And after months of a long search, Larry Snelling became the permanent CPD superintendent.
We will work with everyone. Everyone will have a voice.
And often embattled Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx announced she wouldn't seek another term.
Hand salute!
In my career in the department, I've never seen anything like this.
Meanwhile, the city mourned the loss of 6 first responders in the line of duty. Chicago lost 2 CPD officers, Andres Vasquez Lasso and Ariana Preston.
We love you, Nani, and you're an amazing big sister and best friend.
The city poured out in grief and respect for the fallen officers and the 4 firefighters who died in the line of duty.
The cash register has not rung yet.
Corruption was determined on 2 high-profile cases. The ComEd 4, close associates of former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan, were convicted of bribery.
We are hoping that this is a first step so that Illinois can function better.
Once the most powerful man in Chicago politics, Ed Burke became the 39th city alderman convicted of a crime, found guilty of racketeering conspiracy.
Bribery and extortion occurring at the highest levels of Chicago city government.
I realized I couldn't see it all.
Extreme weather hit hard in 2023. In May, a blinding dust storm downstate caused a 70-car pileup on I-55 in Springfield. 8 people died.
Like there's every house in Cook County is like burning up a barbecue.
Then the skies over Chicago turned orange in late June. Smoke from wildfires in Canada drifted south, briefly causing the city to have the worst air quality in the world.
Stomach hurts. Lived here 30 years. It hurts.
Throughout the entire year, Illinois saw more tornadoes than any other state, 119. More than a dozen hit the Chicago area in a single July day.
A couple of people come down through here in boats.
That same month, heavy rainfall poured into Southside homes and in Cicero, costing millions in damage, and cries from residents who felt the city didn't do enough.
And they not telling us where we could go, what we could do, or who gonna help us.
A little wet, still at a NASCAR race, so can't complain.
That same storm creating a waterlogged inaugural run for NASCAR's street race around Millennium Park 4th of July weekend.
Taylor.
Big crowds for some huge concerts. Taylor Swift's 3-night engagement at Soldier Field for her Eras tour. Beyonce put on a show for her Renaissance tour for 2 nights the next month. After years of debate, patrons finally poured in when Bally's opened its temporary casino at the former Medina Temple in River North.
Chicago is a unit.
We are actors, not AI. 2023 was the year of labor disputes and union strikes. In May, Hollywood writers staged a strike.
Union strong, union proud.
Followed later by SAG-AFTRA actors, halting productions here in Chicago.
Over the last decade, $250 billion of profit.
All we want is a little piece of the pie. That's all we want.
The automotive industry also came to a screeching halt as local UAW employees hit the picket lines against Ford, GM, and Stellantis.
I can't pay my bills.
Healthcare workers went on strike at Howard Brown Health and Loretto Hospital.
We have made concessions.
They can afford to pay us more.
And educators walked out too. On October 7th, Hamas fighters stunned the world by launching an attack on Israeli civilians, killing 1,100 people and taking hundreds hostage. A devastating response from Israel followed in Gaza.
Bring them home.
Among the kidnapped, an Evanston teen and her mother. They spent 2 weeks in captivity before returning home.
I'm going to hug her and kiss her, and it's going to be the best day of my life.
8 American hostages remain. Meanwhile, the United Nations says more than 20,000 Palestinian people were killed.
There was no celebration yesterday. It was just pure chaos.
Teen takeovers brought unrest and concern on several weekends around downtown Chicago, while crash and grabs became a popular mode of theft in Chicago.
They rammed the car about 3 times into the storefront.
The game continued because initially no one knew that anyone was shot.
And a mystery still remains over a shooting at a White Sox game in August that left 2 women injured. Police still haven't confirmed if the bullets came from outside or inside the park. The city sports world also saw its fair share of turnover.
I love you, Chicago. This is my home. You'll always be in my heart.
It's really hard. It still doesn't feel real, to be honest.
The Blackhawks marked one end and another beginning, saying goodbye to their star of the past in Jonathan Toews, while welcoming the most exciting hockey prospect in generations by signing teen phenom Connor Bedard.
If they didn't get fired and they went into next year, I think there'd be an uproar. 2
stunning, unexpected moves from the city's baseball world. The White Sox fired VP Ken Williams and GM Rick Hahn.
The first day as a Cub, and it already starts to mean something.
Meanwhile, the Cubs shocked fans when it fired manager David Ross and hired rival skipper Craig Counsell from the Brewers.
No commercial zoning. No commercial zoning.
Evanston was rocked by 2 big controversies. One, the fight over proposal for a new Ryan Field, ultimately approved.
I never thought that I would go to a place like Northwestern where this would be happening to me.
And the hazing scandal that resulted in the dismissal of head coach Pat Fitzgerald and his resulting lawsuit.
You cannot displace our children for the migrants.
And that brings us back to the pervasive migrant crisis and the steps to alleviate the problem. Field houses, shuttered schools, and empty lots were put forth as possible solutions, but were met with staunch opposition from residents. Notably, the tent city in Brighton Park, now scrapped over environmental concerns.
We didn't know enough until you had the full report in hand.
Of the many unknowns that await 2024, with the Democratic National Convention headed to Chicago next year, that, at least, is clear. Republican leadership will make sure more migrants find their way here to the sanctuary city.
And that was our Ray Cortopassi reporting. Crime continues to be a major concern in Chicago. While murders and shootings are down 13%, robberies and car thefts have surged.
2024 will be Mayor Johnson's first test of his new crime-fighting strategy unveiled earlier this month.